Hello there, everybody. This is Ramen, and we are back with Super Mario Bros. 3. This is the 6th episode. In the last episode, we went through most of the 5th world, so we're gonna go on ahead and finish up the last few levels and then move on to the Ice World, which you'll be seeing here in a few minutes, or in a couple minutes. A couple things changed. I had to actually start from the beginning. I had to run through the game all over again to get back to where we were at, because my save file somehow got messed up, and I ran through all the levels again, well, most of the levels again, most due to the fact of I wanted to get make sure I had power-ups, because power-ups become kind of important from here on out, and I'll get into that a little bit later once we get to the levels that we need them in, or the strategies that call for using certain power-ups. Also, as you can see right here, in a second, I also unlocked a coin ship. Now I'll get into how you're supposed to get the coin chip once we get there. It's actually pretty damn complicated, a lot more complicated than I thought it was. But yes, one of the downsides to me having to run through the levels again is I have less extra lives, or well, lives, than I did before. I mean, I think I was up to about 50 something, just about. I don't know, but yeah, I'm pretty much down to about half of what I was. But I've been pretty good about staying alive, not dying so much. But yes, we're gonna go ahead and finish up this last level here of the 5th world. And actually, this world has actually become one of my favorite worlds, next to Big World. It's actually been pretty fun playing through these worlds and the second halves. Okay, so now I'm going to the coin ship. It's actually pretty complicated. Now, try and follow me on this here. Okay, so this can only be done in worlds 1, 3, 5, or 6. You have to make sure you have a Hammer Bro still alive, because the coin chip transforms from a Hammer Bro. So now what you're gonna want to do is take note of the tens digit in your total score. As you see, your total score is right below the P gauge. Haha. Anyways, your coin count has to be a multiple of 11, and it has to match that tens digit in your total score. Also, when you finish a level, you have to make sure that you finish the level with an even time. So, you know, like, let's say 2:34 or something like that, you know, like with as far as like time remaining on the clock. Now you have to do all that in a level, okay? And if you didn't really understand the way I explained it, don't worry about it. I will leave a link in the description to a place that can better explain it than I can, because really I didn't know that there was a certain conditions that had to be met to get a coin house, about a coin chip. I always thought it just came up at random, but apparently not. Actually very complicated. So yeah, and as far as the coin chip goes, there's nothing too secret about it. I mean, it's just for extra coinage and extra lives. If you're wanting to check it out, if you're wanting that extra coinage, then I guess it'd be worth it. But other than that, that's pretty much all it is for. not worth it in my opinion. Okay, I'll go into the next Koopa Kid. Now, you're gonna want to take note for, you see how he jumps he has very short hops. And the thing is when he hits the ground, you're gonna want to make sure that you're in the air because he will stun you. As you saw, Mario got stunned after I lost my raccoon suit, which was the reason why I ended up getting hit again. But we barely survived, and moving on. Okay. So we're gonna go on ahead, give Deceptive back, and then we're going to collect our cloud, which can be useful. I'll go into that and why the cloud is kind of useful in this level. Well, in this world, rather. Okay, so this is Ice World, and as you guessed it, the theme of this world is ice. Now, the two most important power-ups that are going to help you out the most is going to be the Fire Flower for levels like this that are on the ground. There's quite a few. For the most part, there's a lot of levels that are going to be in the sky and scrolling. So you're going to want to make sure you have a couple of flying power-ups, you know, leaves or raccoon suit or P-wings if you wanted to skip something. Now, the difficulty kind of starts ramping up here, beginning in this world. These ice platforms are actually pretty hard. You have to be pretty careful. You have to make sure that you're not trying to run too fast. You have to make sure that you're slowing yourself down, taking your time, and being patient, because you'll go ahead and slide off of those things. Now, a big part of the reason I would actually skip from the 5th world onto the 7th was mostly just due to the fact that I did not want to deal with this world at all. Because actually there is a level that's coming up. It's the 5th level, and in my opinion it is a big screw you and is a big troll. I'll go into that once we get there. But pretty much the person who came up with the idea for the 5th level of this world, either like he was probably having a bad day and hating life and hating people. Like either, you know, somebody like pushed him down in the mud or something like that, or his girlfriend broke up with him, or somebody like took his lunch money, something like that. I don't know, but for whatever reason, the dude who came up with the idea for this is quite the asshole. And we'll get into that more once we get there. But yeah, as far as secrets go, there's basically I guess you could say 3. 2 of them revolve around power up and not really, you know, too secret. But the other one is actually kind of difficult and kind of a bitch to get, and it's actually really, in my opinion, not worth it. But we're not going to be able to get into that in this episode. I'll show that secret off in the next episode due to time constraints we're going to have. But alright, something I wanted to talk about was the different power-ups from Super Mario Bros. 1 into 3, because you know, you remember in Super Mario Bros. 1 the power-ups that you had was the mushroom, fire flower, and stalk. And in kind of Super Mario 2, they have the same power-ups, I believe, minus the fire flower. I haven't played that game in so long. You guys can correct me if I'm wrong. But in Super Mario Bros. 3, they added the flying power-ups, the leaf and the raccoon Raccoon suit, Hammer Brothers suit, which you'll see later on in this level. I mean, not in this level, in this world. The Frog suit, and the other map items. They also added the inventory system, which is pretty cool. I mean, just goes to show you, you know, like they added a lot into this game, and they really were looking to make a lot of innovations, which, you know, is very different from the way games are made now. You know, I mean, there'll be like a few innovations and whatnot, but for the most part, a lot of games, you know, have the same kind of feeling from their predecessors. I mean, well, a lot of sequels, rather. But, yep, they decided to drastically, well, you know, they made a sequel with the game still being familiar, but then very different at the same time. So, that's pretty cool. Okay, so now, here we go, on to the 5th level. You're going to want to equip yourself with a leaf. The leaf, or any flying power-up, well, but you know, with the leaf or raccoon suit or whatever, that power-up is essential to getting through this world. If you don't have that, you can go up this tube, and you can get one power-up there, and you can pretty much go back to the beginning of the level, to that tube, which I'm going to be demonstrating here, because the level actually scrolls from left to right. You know, I mean, you could fly up there to get coinage or whatnot, but if you're wanting to get out of here, what you're going to want to do is you're going to come right here, and you're going to want to break those blocks, clear yourself a path. Okay? Now you're going to want to hit that turtle shell, grab him, and fly up as you see me do right here. Hit those little piranha plant things with the shell and break those blocks. That is the only way to get out of this level. Now, I had no idea how to get past this level when I was younger, so I would always use a cloud to skip it or something like that. And pretty much the trouble, all that trouble you went through, it's all for a Hammer Bro suit. I don't know if that's worth it to you or not, but there's also a Hammer Bro suit and that other red mushroom right there towards the beginning of the world. Alright, so yeah, it's actually quite interesting how they decided to make that exit so hard to get to, and you know, actually doing that, getting the turtle shell and flying up there, actually quite awkward. But yeah, this level, make sure you have a fire flower. It'll make things a lot easier, since you're gonna have to be dealing with all these fishes and then the random red fishes that fly out of the little ponds and whatnot. Okay, so okay, there's about 3 different water levels. So I mean, if you have a frog suit left over, you can go on ahead and use that. But we're going to be coming to the end of this episode, and we're going to pick it up with episode 7. And we are going to finish off this world. So see you next time.